Well, I bet you guys didn't think you would see me today. Sorrow and Disney here, and it is Sunday afternoon. As a matter of fact, it's almost 3:30, and I thought it was a good time to talk NXT and Smackdown this week. Now, real quick, to all the wrestling fans out there, I'm sorry I've been behind on everything lately. I've been filming a lot. AJ and I are filming a lot of movie content, so everything else has been kind of pushed to the wayside. Because of that, I was not able to recap Impact since before I left. But no worries, because tonight is Bound for Glory, and I'm going to recap Bound for Glory after it's over, and then that video will be tomorrow's video. And then after Bound for Glory is over and I do the recap, starting this Thursday on Impact, I'll start getting full-fledged into TNA again. Not that I'm giving up on TNA, because obviously I'm not. Everyone say, oh, and you're a TNA apologist. And I'm like, well, I guess I kind of can be sometimes. So, I don't know what that was. That was really strange. But it's always weird, because you always get these weird itches right when you first get on camera. It's very strange. We get that real quick. It's annoying. Anyway, a little housekeeping before we get started. Speaking of which, if you have not checked out any of the movie content on Pop this weekend, what are you waiting for? So, we'll start off, like I said, with Halloween Horror Nights opening night, September 20th this year. I have a recap based upon that. That's on the channel now. And then we have AJ's movie reviews, which got published. It actually got published really late this morning, or early this morning, depending on how you look at it. And I wanted to get it out yesterday, but I was not able to because there was an issue. There's been a lot of issues lately with YouTube and uploading. So I most likely cannot film on the iPhone 5 much because it takes a lot longer to upload directly from the desktop. So if I shoot a video with the iPhone, or even if I shoot a video with my digital camera, which I'm going to in December, don't worry. Basically what happens in those situations is I'm going to have to download that to the desktop, or if when I'm home, it'll be my laptop, and then take that directly off and put it on YouTube. And it takes forever to download and upload onto the channel. So yeah, hopefully that will rectify itself when another iOS 7 update comes out. I like iOS 7 overall, but when it comes down to it, it's got a lot of bugs. And the bug that really bothers me is the fact that I can no longer upload directly from my iPhone anymore because it cuts everything off. It clips everything, and I don't want clipped videos. I'm not that guy. My videos are long. That's how it works. So because of that fact, I have to pull the videos off the iPhone, and then I have to transfer them directly to YouTube, which usually means spending an entire day or night getting them to upload. So yeah, now I know how everybody else feels, and I don't like it. So hopefully things will work themselves out. So I went to check my Disney experience this morning, and sure enough, I have magic bands waiting for me at all 5 resorts I'll be staying at in December, which means as of December's trip, I will have all colors of the Magic Band Rainbow available at my disposal. And these Magic Bands, the batteries are good for 2 years. So I've got 10 years of Magic Bands before I even have to worry about getting a replacement. So that's awesome. So yes, I have all colors of the Magic Bands. I mean, I have blue and green. Obviously, everyone knows that, with Owen on the back and Sir Owen on the back, respectively. And I thought I would pair everything up. Like, I don't know why I did this, but I got a pink Magic Band. I did. Why? Because I wanted all the colors. And I thought because the Grand Floridian is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, I thought that that should be the color of the Magic Band for the Grand Floridian. All-Star Movies, it was kind of my throwaway Magic Band, so that would be the basic gray, or basic grayish-black type color. It's pretty much gray. And then, I mean, I have Magic Bands for Old Key West, Boardwalk, and Kidani Village, and that would be red, yellow, and orange. So, yes, that means as of December, I'll have all colors of the Magic Band Rainbow, and that's going to be pretty awesome. So, I have heard that there is going to be an announcement next Sunday for the hard ticket event for Reunion, and all I gotta say, if you're watching this video, anyone involved with WDW Today or MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, just take my credit card now, because obviously I want to be a part of the hard ticket event, because last year's Meal of Fortune was amazing, and I want to see what the Wizards and MEI and Mouse Fan Travel can come up with this year. So that's going to be amazing. Looking forward to that. So I've got everything taken care of. Haven't started looking at Fast Pass Plus reservations yet. I'm probably going to work on those later. Dining reservations, everything's kind of up in the air right now. I'm starting to decide if I want to spend money on getting a Tables in Wonderland card, which I'm not quite sure yet. I probably will, to be totally honest, but there's always that. I'm paying off credit cards now. I mean, it's just how, or credit card, singular. So, I guess that's how it's going to work for a while. Hopefully hours will return back at work sooner rather than later. And if not, then come the first of the year, I'm going to have to get a second job. And there's no way around it. I can wait until the year's over, but as of January 1st, if things have not improved, I have to get a second job. And I might have to get one anyway. But there's always that. So hopefully I can get a work-at-home job, or a job where I work on the internet, or something where I can enjoy myself and actually get paid to do something I enjoy versus something I don't enjoy, which there's the reason why I am very selective about what jobs I will take, given the fact that I don't want to do food service, and I'm not good with manual labor. I mean, I'll do it if I have to, but I mean, I don't want a job that involves manual labor. I'm not an outdoorsy guy, so I mean, there's a lot of limited job opportunities for me, especially after the first of the year, so hopefully that will work itself out. And the money situation will go back to normal sooner rather than later. September's trip next year, like I said, dates as right now, I mean, I do have them right in front of me. So dates will be September 19th through the 22nd. I will be staying, not sure yet, haven't quite decided. I will see what I can do about maybe staying on Universal property for opening weekend. I'm going to be doing opening weekend of Halloween Horror Nights. If it's available next year, I will be doing another YouTube meetup with Tim and Jen and all the awesome people I met this year at Horror Nights. And I want to do a lot of Horror Nights events. Of course, my dad and my stepmom will be joining me on Monday, the day after my birthday, to start their portion of this trip, and we will go all the way till the 29th. So that's pretty much all taken care of. Reunion 2014, I know it's way too early to talk about this, because there's not everything has been announced for Reunion 2013 yet. It's not even close to being here yet. I mean, we're under 50 days. I mean, that's good. So that's a good way to start and get to it. It's like it's 45, I believe, as of this moment. I'm pretty sure. So because of that, I can talk about it. But next year's, I would guess if I had to put my finger on it, the dates I am looking at probably will be the 3rd to the 10th. But I'm not sure yet. It'll be a week. I know it's going to be a week in September and December. And that's going to be the Steves from now on. And unfortunately, due to financial problems, I will not be doing the Disney World and Disneyland in the same trip in 2015. I will be doing something, though, so keep tuned in for that. And I will be going to Disneyland within the next several years. Mark my words. Within 5 years, I'll be back at Disneyland one way or another. So that's pretty much how it's going to work there. So, are you ready for Bound for Glory? Oh, and if you're curious what I'm wearing, this is an original ECW Heatwave 98 t-shirt. This is from the Hera Arena in Dayton, Ohio. This is the 1998 shirt. They did not have a 1999 shirt, and my graduation present to myself was going to Heatwave 1999. And if you guys don't remember the pay-per-view, it's when the Dudleys put Balls and Spike through flaming tables. And it's when they announced the deal for what is Spike TV now, but what was TNN, when they announced ECW and TNN would be coming soon. And, of course, that was all talked about that night. And really awesome Taz and Tajiri match where Taz choked out Tajiri with the Kata Hajime with barbed wire. So, yeah, and the main event was Lance Storm and Just Incredible, the Impact players, taking on Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn. And that was an awesome main event. So, yeah, it was a good show, really enjoyable show, very, very enjoyable event. So this is the shirt commemorating that. Obviously, I did not get a shirt from 99 because apparently they didn't make them. So they had the 98 shirts instead. So I got a 98 shirt. It was still at the Hare Arena, still in Dayton, Ohio. So it was still a commemoration of my ECW pay-per-view trip. That being said, let's talk about NXT and SmackDown. And again, I will apologize for the fact that I have not recapped NXT since before I left. Excuse me, sinuses. It's kind of like, it's going from like 70-degree weather, and now we're in the 50s. Apparently by the end of the week we'll be in the 40s. So yes, it's almost wintertime, folks. It really is, and that's not good. That means it's going to start snowing soon, and it's become an even bigger pain to walk to work. Luckily things have been so I haven't had to walk to work lately, and hopefully that will remain the same, or if it doesn't, I at least have some rides somewhere down the road. So yeah, that's how it works. So I'm sorry about not being able to recap NXT. I did do a live recap of SmackDown. Didn't talk about NXT because I did SmackDown on that Tuesday night. It was a live event perspective. It came up the next day. So I haven't talked about NXT for a couple of weeks. And apparently, in the couple of weeks I missed NXT, there's a lot of things that have happened. First off, the John Cena of NXT himself, Bo Dallas, did a Bo Dallas Invitational, and he basically allowed anyone in the roster to compete in it with the exception of one man, and that is Sami Zayn. Well, Dallas was about to win, and a masked luchador came to the ring. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it was the same mask that Ricardo Rodriguez wore as El Local on SmackDown when him and Tyson Kidd were under hoods against Los Matadores when we went to SmackDown. But I can't really guarantee that, but I would say that's probably the case. And of course, it could have been his El Generico mask, but it wasn't. But oops, we'll continue that. So this person took it to Bo Dallas and nailed him with a very familiar running boot in the corner and pinned the NXT champion. And of course, after the match was over, he ripped off the mask, and sure enough, Sami Zayn. So we're building towards this match, and all out the last 12 weeks of NXT programming, we have been building towards this very match. Sami Zayn finally getting a shot at the NXT championship held by Bo Dallas. So this is the match that we all build towards, and it is your main event tonight on NXT. Now, apparently also while I was gone, Dusty Rhodes, given the fact that what's best for business has gone on quite a rampage in the WWE, it bled over to NXT because he was fired from his job as general manager and replaced by John Bradshaw Layfield. So JBL is now the interim GM of NXT now, so that's happened. Sasha Banks was getting advice in her ear from the gorgeous Summer Rae about what she should do to take it to Paige, and then Emma got involved, and of course Sasha ended up going heel and joining up with Summer Rae, and now they are a Beautiful People knockoff, which are the BFFs, which are the Beautiful Fierce Females. So that's happened. The Tyler Breeze and CJ Parker feud has continued. Mojo Rawley made his debut finally in ring. And Rob Van Dam had a match with Aiden English that was pretty good from what I heard. Leo Kruger is now a babyface. There's so many things that have happened in the span of the time that I've been watching. I've missed NXT. So hopefully I can talk about it, and this makes sense I'm doing this one because this is the end of 12 weeks of television, and next week's NXT will start the next season of NXT, which means I can go from beginning to end. Of course, I'm going to have to miss 2 weeks in December, but I might make up for it because there's a good possibility that me and my friend Scarlett will be attending NXT live at Full Sail University while I'm down in December. So that's going to be awesome, and if that does happen, I will take pictures, and of course I'll do a live event perspective, maybe with Scarlett potentially, if she wants to get on camera, about how the NXT live event experience works out. And with all the news from this weekend being TNA Bound for Glory, obviously I know you WWE fans don't want to hear me talk about TNA. I mean, some of you are diehards don't care about TNA or any other wrestling promotion because there's nothing but WWE. But for everyone else, I will say that rumor has it that there is an announcement that was made to people that were in attendance for Bound for Glory weekend in Arizona this weekend. And sure enough, TNA will be returning to the Impact Zone. Yes, clearing out Resident Evil and the Cabin in the Woods from Halloween Horror Nights, TNA will take its rightful spot back at its soundstage home at Universal Studios, Florida. And they'll be taping at least 5 weeks of television for the end of November. So, unfortunately, I probably will not get to check that out unless they work it out so it's the beginning of December, or like the first couple weeks of December. I'll make a point to just go over there and make it happen. So, yeah. Anyway, another thing while I was gone is apparently the Ascension finally won the NXT Tag Team Championships from Corey Graves and Adrian Neville. And they're get a rematch today on NXT. So basically the opening match was a rematch with the Ascension, Connor O'Brien, and Rick Victor taking on Adrian Neville and Corey Graves. So let's talk about this match, shall we? Go midway through the match like we do here on Pop, and Graves gets tagged in. Neville, of course, is working on a bad wheel. Actually, he does a leapfrog, and he lands on his knee, and when he does that, when he leaps over the gargantuan Connor O'Brien, at least if you're Adrian Neville, he's gargantuan. He's still a big guy, but I mean, Neville's my size, but still, that's how it works. So he leaps over him off the top rope, lands on his knee, and of course, the knee buckles, so the knee is going to be worked on for the duration of the match. He's basically going to be working on one leg for the entire contest, so that's how it works. And Graves gets tagged in, and right away he knocks Rick Victor off the ring apron with a forearm. Makes sense. Catches Connor O'Brien with the STO, and then he charges off the ropes, and he clips the knee of the big man, sending him down, locking in Lucky 13, and Rick Victor makes a save before O'Brien has to tap. Tagging at Adrian Neville, and of course this makes no sense, obviously, because Neville is still, reeling to the point that he's barely able to stand without the help of the ropes. So why would you tag him back in? That is answered later in this match. Neville gets tagged back in, and he gets nailed with a drop kick to the knee by Connor O'Brien. He tosses him shoulder first into the ring post, tagging at Rick Victor, and Victor with a stomp makes a cover 1-2 and a kick out. So Neville catches him with a back heel kick to the top of the head. Drop kick sends Adrian Neville into Corey Graves, knocking Graves off the ring apron. And they nail the spinning back elbow, Eliminator's leg sweep variant, which they call the Fall of Man, and they get the victory right there. So after the match is over, the Ascension retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. After the match is over, Graves is beside himself. He's like, this was our shot. We blew it. You blew it. This is your fault. We lost. And Adrian Neville is like, I'm sorry, man. It's like, and he helps him up, and of course helps him to his feet. And then he runs off the ropes for no reason. But you know what's going to happen? We're going to get a heel turn. And that's exactly what happens. Babyface and heel turns are very throughout these reviews, actually, to be totally honest. There's one big one on this, which I just talked about. There's one big one on SmackDown, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. So, he clips the knee out from under him, pounds away on Adrian Neville, and we have officially had the heel turn of Corey Graves. So, Corey Graves and Adrian Neville will start the next season of NXT in a blood feud, and that is how it should be. These two are going to have amazing matches against each other, and the former Sterling James Keenan has come so far in such a short amount of time. And I'm telling you what, right now, the man that gravity forgot himself, Adrian Neville, is going to have amazing matches. We can have amazing matches with anyone, obviously. But right now, there's going to be a spotlight on them to shine, and it's going to be a good mid-card feud, or an upper mid-card feud in this case, to get us into the next 12 weeks of television for NXT. And I try not to read spoilers on NXT, because I want to know exactly what happens as I watch it, not beforehand. So I can't have genuine emotion if I know beforehand what's going to happen. So that's pretty much what happens. And, you know, it might not be a bad idea somewhere down the road for me to watch something. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be WWE, it could be TNA, it could be anything. And maybe just, as I'm watching it, I have the big screen, obviously, up in front of me. as you guys well know. I'm looking at Bray Wyatt right now, actually getting ready for the SmackDown promo he does later. And, excuse me, freaking sinuses. Anyway, so I would watch an event, and I would live video the event. So I do have that option where I could do live events on here on YouTube, so I may do that sometime. Who knows, maybe AJ and I will do a live event stream of an award show of some sort. I don't think we want to necessarily do the Oscars because they can be very intense. Let's put it that way. If I videoed the Oscars, number one, you'd hear me curse, and number two, and like really curse, like hardcore. And number two, you'd see me angry, and number three, you'd see me extremely marking out. So, to prevent that, we don't live event video anything, but you never know. Maybe in 2014 we may just do that, at least to test it out and see how it works. So, that may be coming in the near future. The Ascension right now doesn't really have a direction as tag team champions. It's kind of funny. It's how it's pretty much how you have a lot of the tag team divisions right now in professional wrestling are not really, they're kind of directionless. I mean, look at the WWE Tag Team Championships. The tag team titles are held by, I'm very happy that they won the championships, they deserve it, and it makes sense for the storyline to progress, but you have a thrown together team of two brothers. They're not an exact tag team, they're becoming such as we progress week after week, but still, when you look at it, they're just kind of a thrown together team. The Shield were that dominant, and don't forget I brought up the fact there's not enough heel tag teams in WWE. The thing about NXT, for as awesome as those tag belts are, and I would take the NXT tag team titles over the WWE tag team titles any day of the week, to be totally honest. I mean, obviously, the look of them, I like the NXT tag team titles better. I like the NXT belts better, to be totally honest. The championships look rather legitimate, and the WWE titles, not always the greatest. I mean, I don't like the tag team belts. I really hate the Divas title, and the NXT Women's Championship is amazing. We'll talk about that in a couple segments from now. So, Ascension looking to go into the feud with Graves and Neville is over. So, what do you do now? Well, the only babyface team I can think of that would go after the Ascension are not officially babyfaces, and I'm pretty sure they've been turned. And that would probably be, excuse me, Enzo Amore and Big Colin Cassidy. So I think that might be an idea. Of course, you could stick the Legionnaires on the Ascension and do heel versus heel, and then see how Sylvester Lefort does working with another heel team. But I don't know if you really want to go that direction. I wouldn't mind seeing Ascension against Alexander Rusev and Scott Dawson. That'd be awesome. I wouldn't mind that at all. But, I mean, you got to do something with it, and you have to have more babyface tag teams and NXT, and you just don't right now. You could pretty much team up Mojo Rawley and Xavier Woods if you wanted to. You could do that. I mean, there's a lot of things you could possibly do, or you could put people together if you want to do that too. So, I mean, that's what I would do if we go in this direction. Ascension do have the NXT Tag Team Championships, deservingly so, but they don't really have any challengers. Hopefully, that's rectified sooner rather than later. And maybe a WWE tag team like the Primetime Players. This is actually a great idea for the Primetime Players. PTP could come down to NXT and they could challenge for the NXT Tag Team titles, and when the Ascension win, they can make the titles seem a lot more important given the fact that they beat a WWE tag team. Or if they really wanted to do something, they could put the Usos to have them challenge for the titles. But the problem with that is the Usos are the number one contenders to the WWE Tag Team Championships. So they're not really going to do that now, but I think somewhere down the road we could see the Usos and the Ascension in NXT somewhere down the road. I don't have a problem with that. Our next match was the continuation of the feud with Tyler Breeze and CJ Parker. Now, apparently another thing that happened while I was gone, the fans have not taken to CJP. Oh no, not at all. And the dreadlocked one is not getting over with the crowd, so I would think he would be going... I'd turn him heel, but the problem with that is that he's a hippie, so he believes in peace and free love and all that stuff. And photo loving. I mean, seriously. So, I mean, you can't really turn him heel. I mean, you can, but Tyler Breeze isn't a traditional babyface either. Tyler Breeze comes off kind of like how Fandango would be if he was a babyface, and like they seem to be pushing towards it, but they can't really pull the trigger on it. Tyler Breeze is Derek Zoolander, even though he looks more like Hansel, and I've made this comment so many times in videos, I've pretty much become a broken record. But the fans are extremely taken to Tyler Breeze, to the point that Tyler Breeze is now working WWE house shows. So Tyler Breeze will be coming up sooner rather than later. And you had to get him over in his feud with CJ Parker to lead towards him being brought up from developmental. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen. I think CJ Parker will be in WWE working in either Raw or SmackDown brand within the next 7 months. Yeah, I know. It's a random number, you say, but still, it's just how it works. So yeah, the film noir music means that the Tim Tracker just tweeted. So, I just got a message from it. Anyway, so it was an okay match for what it was. CJP with the La Magistral Cradle, 1-2, and a kick out. Ducks the clothesline, hooking clothesline on Tyler Breeze, and this was nice. Breeze crawls under the bottom rope, grabs the ring apron. CJP drags him back in as he's grabbing the ring apron, and while he's distracted, he thumbs him in the eye and nails the photogenic, which is the spinning heel kick, and gets the 3 count on it. After the match is over, Tyler Breeze is celebrating, obviously, taking pictures of himself, like you do, and CJP lays him out with the moonshot, which is a vicious palm strike, and that, of course, infuriates the crowd because they're heavily into Tyler Breeze. So Breeze moves on, CJP moves on, and we continue. I mean, if it was me, I would push Xavier Woods towards as a singles competitor, and I would put Mojo Rawley with CJ Parker. I think that's actually a good idea. I think you put Mojo and CJ together, and you do like a psychedelic tag team. I think that would work pretty well. And Tyler Breeze, you know, you could stick him on Bo Dallas if you really wanted to. I mean, I think they should. It may be too early, though, but they want to do something before he gets brought up. So, I mean, the time is right to do that. But then again, Bo Dallas is going to have his hands full with Sami Zayn, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So our next match would be your NXT Women's Champion Paige teaming up with the Master of Bubbles herself, the beautiful and talented Emma. And they're taking on Sasha Banks and the gorgeous Summer Rae. So I will say something about the NXT division. Sorry, that's not going to stop once I flip it over. So, great thing about the NXT women's division, they're gorgeous and they can work. And that is awesome. And that is a very viable commodity. Now, obviously, when WWE, it seems like they don't care really if you can work. They just want to get you over, and you don't have to be a wrestler in order to get over in a Divas division. But in NXT, it's completely different. And I like how they treat the NXT Women's Championship and then make it seem important, because it is. Now, here's what you do. You have the BFFs against Paige and Emma. And now, obviously, everyone's gunning for Paige. Babyface or heel, doesn't matter. They're all gunning for Paige because they want the NXT Women's Championship. They want to be the second woman to ever hold that championship. Now, the person that pins Paige is obviously going to be in line for a title opportunity somewhere down the road. And of course, I called Paige and Summer Rae would be the finals for the NXT Women's title tournament. And I didn't think about Emma, and they ended up doing babyface versus babyface. Paige went over, and they shook hands. Everything was all hunky-dory. So, we get this match, which of course we have Sasha Banks is now turned, and she's using her fiercosity, not ferocity. Wow, fiercosity is not even a word. But I had fierce and ferocity together. Anyway, it sounded good in my head, but I don't know why it even sounded good in my head, because it sounded horrible when I was thinking about it. Her fierceness, I don't know if that's even a word either. And she was showcasing that as she took it to Paige, turned on her, and that joined up with Summer Rae. And now we have this match which they made a challenge last week on NXT, and it was accepted, obviously. So we go midway through the match like we do here on Pop, and Summer Rae with a choke on the middle rope on Emma, and she nails the, it's really nice. She does the scissor stomp, but, you know, the one that Madison Rayne used to do, another woman of wrestling that can work, and I find absolutely gorgeous. And she lands it, and when she lands it, she rolls her into a pinning combination, 1-2, and a kick out. So she steps on the hair, she rows the arms, and she steps on the back of the head of Emma to try to put more pressure on it. And she does a counter, does Emma, really nice, rolling into a Bob Backlund-style back bridge, pins her shoulders to the canvas, 1-2, and no, Summer Rae kicks out. So, double leg, and she prevents the tag. Emma rolls through, tags in Paige. So the NXT Women's Champion comes in, knocks Sasha Banks off the ring apron, and drapes Summer Rae over the middle rope and nails the 10 knee strikes. And Sasha pulls the leg so she cannot do anything further. And she gets kicked off. Sasha Banks goes down. Summer Rae gets drop kicked, 1-2, and a kick out. Paige nails the perfect plex, and Sasha Banks makes a save. I'll give you something about Tony Dawson in this match. I heard he got released. Commentary like this makes total sense. This commentary was god-awful. Bulldog was called a DDT. That was in the main event. And when he called the perfect plex, oh my god. Not even a fisherman suplex, obviously. And it was just terrible, terrible commentary. Sorry, Tony Dawson. It might be a jam of God. The commentary was really bad in this match. So, and I should know, because I'm a commentator. Sasha and Emma go round and round. Emma gets tossed to the floor, so Paige tosses Sasha to the floor, so we're left with Paige and Summer Rae. Summer Rae locks in a full Nelson, spun around into the showstopper, which is the leg drop bulldog, and gets the pin. So yes, Summer Rae pinning the women's champion is going to get her an opportunity at the Women's Championship. And given the fact that Summer Rae's already on WWE television in a completely different sense, I would say that she probably will become the next NXT Women's Champion, and that's how it should be. It always makes sense. Wrestling Logic 101 is for the heel to have the title and the baby face to chase. That makes total sense, right? That's pretty much what's going to happen. So, I think that they're missing a golden opportunity with Summer Rae as an in-ring competitor. I think what you should do is if you're going to make the commitment to turn Fandango into a babyface, which I think they will eventually, they may seem to be kind of moving away from it right now, but I think eventually it will happen. In that case, it does happen. You bring up the fact that Summer Rae can actually wrestle, and you sick this situation. You have her go right after AJ and the Divas Championship, and I think that would be a good idea as well, even if you're going to have Brie Bella win, which I think she wins at Hell in a Cell, but we'll talk about that later. And because of that, you put maybe Summer after Brie, and then her and Fandango can stay heels, and then we go from that direction. So, yeah, NXT Women's Division heating up right now. So you have dissension between Paige and Emma, her two baby faces, so they're going to end up going at it. You have Sasha and Summer Rae getting over on the baby faces, the mean girls, the beautiful people, if you will, of NXT. Makes total sense that way. And of course, you have the inevitable Paige-Summer Rae battle for the NXT Women's Championship. Another thing that needs to happen. So, we get to our main event. And this is the main event of the evening. Main event for the NXT Heavyweight Championship. NXT title on the line. Bo Dallas defending against Sami Zayn. This match was awesome. Excellent match between these two. For those of you that don't believe Bo Dallas can really work very well, watch this match, honestly. Bo Dallas is awesome in this match. Sami Zayn is amazing as always, but Bo Dallas really brings it in this match, and I'm going to talk about it right now. So we get our main event of the evening, we go midway through the match, and Bo locks on the cravat. So Sami Zayn punches his way out, whip into the buckle, and comes off one count only. So whip in, and he explodes out of the corner with a huge clothesline, on the NXT champion. So, clothesline, whip in, high elevation back body drop, charges in, nails the Olay kick. 1, 2, 3. We got a brand new NXT champion, but no. When you realize that the camera pans over to see that Bo Dallas's foot is strategically placed on the bottom rope. This brings out JBL, and JBL says, "Ref, don't make me learn your name. We're going to go until there's a finish. There's not going to be any controversy in the JBL era." So, because of that, we restart the match. So, Sami Zayn nails a charging forearm. Sami Zayn gets nailed with a charging forearm, sending him outside to the floor. So, we get back to live action, which of course means commercial break. Thank you, Hulu. And there's another cravat. Sami again punches his way out, pushes him into the ropes, and he low bridges, sends Bo Dallas over the top rope to the floor. Comes off the ropes, nails a very awesome looking tope con hilo on the NXT champion, tosses him back in, climbs up top, goes for the flying body press. 1, 2, and at 3, Bo Dallas kicks out. So 2.5. So he charges in, goes for the Olay kick again, and gets caught this time. Duck the clothesline, and Zayn plants him with the Blue Thunder driver. 1, 2, and kick out. So, boot kick, and kicks him right to the head. Swinging Bodog. Yeah, you know, the old Stratisfaction, basically what it was. And 2.5, Zayn kicks out. So, reverse DDT on the challenger. 1, 2, and a kick out. So, whip is blocked while Zayn's grabbing on the ropes. Whip in, and he counters the belly-to-bow suplex, and of course, the counter is he grabs onto the ropes, and instead of twisting with the power slam like he does, he basically grabs onto the ropes and stops it, so he finds nothing but canvas. And on this attempt, he charges him in with a boot, and big time spear from Sami Zayn, uses his own move against him, 1, 2, and Bo Dallas kicks out. So, wrist lock into the springboard tornado DDT, but on the springboard he gets crotched on the top rope, and he falls off. He charges in the Bowlet, which, you get it, the pun, bow and bullet, Bowlet, get it? Which is the spear, 1, 2, and at 3, Sami Zayn kicks out. Very intense action here. So the forearm in the corner, he puts him on the buckle, climbs up, and they pound away on each other. Superplex by on Sami Zayn, blocked. Sami Zayn blocks it, punches his way out, nails a sunset flip powerbomb out of the corner. 1, 2, and no! The NXT champion again kicks out. So he locks on the waistlock. Locomotion style rolling German suplex. In the midst of this, Bo Dallas pulls the top corner pad off the top turnbuckle. Referee sees this, kicks it to the side, and really doesn't pay attention to it. Waistlock still applied, doing the rolling Germans, and this allows for Bo Dallas to duck his head down, momentum forcing Sami Zayn to go face first into the exposed turnbuckle, and this allows him to be groggy enough to be rolled up from behind, no tights needed. 1, 2, 3, Bo Dallas retains the NXT Championship. What a match! Excellent contest between these two, and I truly believe that Sami Zayn will be NXT champion sooner rather than later. This is not the end of the road for Sami Zayn to the NXT championship. Oh no, it's just a speed bump at the beginning, because this feud will continue. And what a feud we've had in the last 12 weeks in NXT, really proving that these two really want to go at it and really enjoy themselves in having this tremendous feud. So, excellent match between the two of them, and we will see a lot more, and then some. So, really awesome edition of NXT this week. Very enjoyable show. Gonna be interesting to see what happens in the next 12 weeks. So, what did we learn today, boys and girls? Basically, we learned that the Ascension are an unstoppable tag team, and they need a babyface team to go after. So, like I said, it's time to put Mojo Rawley and CJ Parker together, because obviously the Parker-Breeze feud is over. You gotta push Tyler Breeze towards a singles championship of some sort. I think the time is to institute another singles championship in NXT. Now, having a heavyweight title, a women's championship, and a tag team championship, that's all fine and dandy, but you need another singles championship that mid-carders and even upper mid-carders can feud for, while Bo Dallas is fending off his many challengers. I think that's a brilliant idea. We've also started the feud with Corey Graves and Adrian Neville is going to take us into 2014, and that's going to be awesome. So, Paige and Emma, a little bit of a dissension in the ranks, and between the two top baby faces in the women's division. Summer Rae gets a clean victory over the champion, which means she's now in top contention for the NXT Women's Championship. Again, no problems with that. Here's so you can see where we go from there. We're going to get another Paige and Summer Rae match, which is always good. And Bo Dallas and Sami Zayn just continue to deliver. Say what you want about Bo Dallas, but I guess you could call me a Bo Lever now because he really brings it when he chooses to. So yeah, great addition of NXT. So, SmackDown. Oh boy. So we start the show off with Brad Maddox and Vicky Guerrero. They come out and she basically says what happened on Raw. You know what? It's not going to be repeated here tonight. I will have order. I will have discipline. But here to assist me, of course, is Brad Maddox. And Maddox's job tonight is to make sure that the Big Show doesn't enter the building. So he says, I have security perimeters all around this building to make sure the Big Show doesn't step foot inside the building. So Daniel Bryan comes out, and he says what's best for business is that Hell in a Cell, he's going to beat Randy Orton for the WWE Championship inside this cell with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. There's this rumor going around that there's a Bigfoot Sasquatch-like character here in person, and somehow he got through your perimeter of security, and he brings out the Big Show, and basically Big Show's music plays. Of course, you can see the urine drip down the ankle of Brad Maddox because he's totally freaking out at this point. It was all for nothing. He's like, dude, I'm just messing with you. So, Big Show's not here yet, but the new WWE Tag Team Champions certainly are. So they bring out new Tag Team Champions, Cody Rhodes and Goldust. So they come out. Vicky just has enough when they finally get in the ring. It's like, enough. I want order, I demand discipline. Justice will be served tonight. In your main event, you will see Daniel Bryan, Cody Rhodes, and Goldust taking on The Shield. And she cackles. I don't know why she cackled, but thinking she got one over on Bryan, Goldust, and Cody. But we'll see what happens as we progress. So we got our first match of the evening. It is a tag team match between the very thrown together of former Intercontinental title feuding opponents, The Miz and Kofi Kingston, taking on Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, representing the Wyatt family. Of course, Bray is still sitting at ringside, probably taking it easy for a bit. I still think we see Bray Wyatt against The Miz at Hell in a Cell. If not at Hell in a Cell, I would say that you will see Bray Wyatt in the corner of either Rowan or Harper, I would say Harper in this case, against The Miz in a singles match of some sort. And then, of course, you have Bray Wyatt interfere after the match is over, or somehow the other member of the Wyatt family, like Rowan, would interfere, and they sacrifice The Miz to Sister Abigail by Bray Wyatt, and that's how we end that. But, like I said, speculation. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, though. So, this match, just a short little tag team match. Very thrown together, to say the least. Rowan tosses Miz into the turnbuckle, charges into the boot. Miz up, kicks him right in the face, and the Miz line slides through the legs, going for the sunset flip, and he rolls him up, stopped, double goozle from Rowan, picks him up, goes over the shoulder, going for the power slam, ducks down, double elbow, and a drop kick by the Miz. Goes in the 10 punch in the corner, tagging to Kofi, big forearm, and a headlock. Sends Kofi face first, or in this case, top of the forehead first, into the top turnbuckle. Tagging to Luke Harper, so Harper comes in, nails the uppercut, and tosses him into the corner. Kofi with a tip up and over, goes for the monkey flip, it gets shoved off, and he charges in, gets caught with a drop toe hold across the middle rope. Slingshot in with a drop kick, which looked awesome, and a slingshot splash, 1-2, and a kick out. So Kofi with a neck snap against the top rope. Springboard, and Harper catches him with a glancing blow and a big boot. 1-2 and a kick out. Rowan tagged in. There we go. I read too fast. Pushed him off into a scoop slam from Eric Rowan, and he puts him on the turnbuckle in the fall-away slam style, and he pounds away. Tagging to Harper. Harper locks in the front chancery, so he cannot escape. Chin lock turned into an uppercut, and whip in. Charges in. The back heel kick from Kofi in the corner. Low bridges Rowan to the over the top rope to the floor. Tagging to the Miz. and he stops, excuse me, yanked off the apron by Eric Rowan, ducks the big boot, and discus clothesline 1, 2, 3. So, the Wyatt family win this match. Bray Wyatt, of course, gets on the mic, and he's about ready to watch Rowan and Harper just obliterate The Miz. They get on the ring apron, they're about to enter the ring, and he's like, it's like, simmer down, boys. I know what you're feeling right now, Miz, and believe me when I say it's okay to be afraid. For I am the hammer that everybody fears, but she is the force that drives the nail. So my advice to you is that you enjoy your world as long as you can, man, because we are going to take it all away. Follow the buzzards. And again, great promo work from Bray Wyatt, and again we set up this singles match with The Miz and Bray Wyatt. Hopefully at Hell in a Cell as long as Bray's able to go. If not, I would say before Survivor Series, Miz's team at Survivor Series against the Wyatt family, I think that probably will happen, to be totally honest. So, that's fine. So, we get our next match, which is a non-title match between the Divas champion, AJ Lee, with Tamina Snuka in her corner, taking on Brie Bella. Of course, she has her sister Nikki in her corner. And, basically, they did a little bit of Ring Around the Rosie for a bit, which basically they chased each other around. And Tamina's put in the way, and Brie's like, I'm not going to do anything. And, of course, eventually she got one up on AJ, forearms her, tossed her back in the ring. We get back to action. She nails the Lou Thesz press, and AJ goes to the ring apron and yanks the arm over the ropes. Of course, the arm was damaged, injured in the match with Tamina Snuka on Raw Monday night, where she did the shoulder breaker. So that's pretty much just targeting the body part. So she drives her elbow into the elbow and locks on a modified Fujiwara armbar, and Brie ended up somehow punching her way out. She comes off the ropes, gets caught with a spinning heel kick, and a flying armbar or single arm DDT by the Divas champion lays her down for a second. So she ties the arm up into the ropes, pressing up on it, try to torque it. And she breaks it at the 3 count, obviously. She's got 5, so it doesn't really matter. Hammerlock applied, and again, Brie with a very loosely executed jawbreaker breaks the hold, and clothesline, like flying clothesline off the ropes, and another flying clothesline off the rope. Whip in reverse, charges in, caught a back elbow from the challenger, and she goes on the middle rope and nails a missile dropkick, 1-2, and AJ kicks out. So she charges in with her running knee strike on 2 separate occasions. Tamina takes the opportunity to run in and try to take over on Nikki, just like what happened before, and ragdoll her again. But no, this time, Nikki sees her coming, sidesteps her, she goes shoulder first into the ring steps. This allows for a distraction. AJ rolls her up from behind. This gets countered, and Bella Factor, which is the sit-out facebuster, and gets the 1, 2, 3. Brie Bella wins this matchup. Obviously, we're leading towards Brie and AJ at Hell in a Cell, and I don't have a problem with that either. I think this is going to be when Brie wins the championship. And say what you want about the reason why the Bellas are getting pushed is because of Total Divas. I don't really care, because to be totally honest, Brie is actually showing a lot more in ring than she ever has since she started dating Daniel Bryan. It makes total sense to me, so that's pretty much what happened. So Lillian Garcia is about ready to announce the next match, which looks to be CM Punk and Biggie Langston, according to what I have here. And the Big Show comes out, comes to the crowd, mind you, and gets in the ring. No security to stop him. Who's going to stop a 7-foot guy? Indie wrestler security apparently isn't here at the time. And you have Atlas working for TNA, so who's going to stop Big Show? So he wants to thank everyone for all their support. It means the world to him and his family. The WWE Universe just wants the Big Show to simply get his job back. He says that the WMD is what's best for business. So Brad and Vicky come out, and they're beside themselves, and they get in the ring, and Brad Maddox immediately starts getting up in the Big Show's face. Mistake 1. And he says, you need to get out. You lost everything. Why don't you just get out? Get out of my building. Mistake 2. Third mistake is, Big Show says, well, everyone else is thinking, Brad, you know what? The worst thing you can say to a man who has lost everything is simply that they have lost everything. What does he have to lose? And bam, WMD knocks out Brad Maddox. And then he leaves. So yeah, that's what we had. So that's fine. If Big Show's going to be a secondary babyface with the war against what's best for business, that's fine. Big Show being the focal point, I got a problem with, because obviously this is about Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan and the Big Show teaming up a Survivor Series against... Actually, Daniel Bryan, the Big Show, Cody, and Goldust at Survivor Series against The Shield and Randy Orton is probably what needs to happen, to be totally honest. Since Bryan will win the championship at Hell in a Cell, and that's how we lead to the match. And of course, you can do like Triple H and the Big Show at maybe TLC if you want to do that. You can. And then you have Triple H beat the Big Show, and then you have Daniel Bryan defend the WWE Championship against Triple H at the Royal Rumble, and Bryan beats Triple H. That's what I would do in this situation. So again, more unanswered questions, but that's fine, because right now, that's a good thing. We got our next match, CM Punk against Biggie Langston, and we come back to midway through the match. Langston's got a half Boston Crab on CM Punk. Punk somehow punches his way out, and he locks on a body scissors, which gets turned into another half crab. So he gets to the ropes, crawls, grabs the rope, ref calls for the rope break. So he picks him up, and drops him with a gut buster, does Langston. And chinlock, and then the Vader cross faces. And then he comes off the ropes, goes for his Ultimate Warrior style splash, and Punk gets the knees up. Whip in, and high leg lariat from Punk. Double sledge. Ducks Langston's clothesline, nails the spinning neck breaker, shoves in, leapfrogs over, and he goes shoulder first in the ring post. Langston ends up going to the floor based upon the impact. Punk nails him with a tope, tosses him back in, goes up top, flying body press, 1-2, and Langston kicks out. So he nails the running knee, short arm clothesline, goes up top, savage elbow, 1-2, and a kick out. Goes for go to sleep. Biggie Langston, scoots down the back and nails a huge clothesline, nails the Warrior Splash this time, 1-2, and Punk kicks out. So he drops the straps, time for the big ending. He picks up Punk on his shoulders. Punk scoots down his back, nails the high kick, picks him up, go to sleep, 1-2-3. So, Paul Heyman, Ryback, and Curtis Axel all come out. They stand on the ramp. He's like, I want to congratulate you on a win, on your victory against a moderately successful NXT rookie. Because at Hell in a Cell, you will face a professional, an animal, a caged animal. You will face my Ryback. You don't want no part of either of us. Beating you with both hands tied behind my back simply makes me the best in the world. Punk's like, no, Paul, what it simply does, it makes you a complete and total idiot. You know, you forget two words. The first word is cell, meaning the three of us are going to be locked inside, no escape, and I will get my hands on you, and you will get what's coming to you. Like an animal, I will put you to sleep. Like the animal you are, Ryback, I will put you to sleep, basically what I'm trying to say. The second word is hell, and that's what I will put you both through. And Heyman kind of smirks and is like, you know, in the immortal words of AC/DC, hell ain't no bad place to be in. And he's basically like, we're going to show you exactly what we mean by that personally. They charge the ring, and they attack on the floor when Punk tries to fight him off. Toss him back in. Biggie Langston gets up to his feet. Looks like there's going to be a 3-on-1, but oh no, it's not to be, as Biggie Langston ends up giving Curtis Axel a ginormous clothesline and a belly-to-belly suplex. Meanwhile, a running knee strike on Ryback and the Vader attack on Curtis Axel, and the heels powder. So Biggie Langston is officially a babyface. And given the fact that news broke earlier this weekend that John Cena is heavy on Biggie Langston as a singles competitor, yeah, I think pretty much just sealed the fate of Curtis Axel losing the Intercontinental Championship at Hell in a Cell. So what can happen to Paul Heyman at Hell in a Cell? Oh, let's look at this. So he's going to lose to Punk. Him and Ryback lose to Punk. Makes total sense. Ryback ends up getting his. Heyman is going to get his considerably. So Heyman's off television for a bit until Lesnar comes back after the first of the year. Makes total sense to me. So we do this, and this allows Axel to be by himself. And this allows for Big E Langston to take the Intercontinental Championship, which I think is exactly what's going to happen. But hopefully this is the end of Punk versus Heyman, but I think they may end up pushing it to Survivor Series and blow it off at Survivor Series. I don't think it makes it to the end of the year, I will say that. I don't think we're talking about Punk versus Heyman come Royal Rumble, because I think we're going to start the build to Punk and Bryan at WrestleMania, because that's what it looks like we're getting towards eventually. So if you're going to do that, you're going to have to start it soon. So hopefully that's how we go. So we get the World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio coming out to have an interview segment in ring with Josh Matthews. He says he's Mexico's greatest export. He's Mexico's greatest champion, and he's God's gift to humanity. You all out there are just gringos. No flavor, no soul, no passion, no Mexican passion. The best part is John Cena, he is the ultimate gringo. He comes back from surgery to face Alberto Del Rio? Are you kidding? You have to start from the bottom, not face the champion. Are you going loco? You know what? He's been out for 2 months due to a sprained elbow. What's wrong, Cena? Little Johnny going soft on us? Is your ego still growing day by day, but are you still going soft? You know, after you lose at Hell in a Cell, nobody is going to be what you're going to be. You want to know what will happen? I'm going to give you a little preview. So he winks, he grabs Josh Matthews, locks him in the cross arm breaker, and that's the end of the segment. Still don't think Cena's going to win in Hell in a Cell. Makes no sense. And for the second week in a row, where is Damien Sandow? He had a tremendous babyface reaction in Columbus, and this week, nowhere to be found. Not on Raw this week. Sandow took the entire week off, so who knows what's going on. So obviously, we're still building towards Sandow being the next World Heavyweight Champion. And what you have to do is you have to have Del Rio beat Cena, and then you have to have Cena get angry, lay Del Rio out, Sandow cash in on Del Rio, and win the World Heavyweight Championship that way. So you have Del Rio and Sandow feuding into 2014, and I think that's exactly what we're building towards. John Cena, of course, he'll do his John Cena thing, and he'll fight off any and all comers. Our next match, I'd like to have called more of it, but I kind of missed the writing of being what it was. Real Americans against the Usos, Zeb Coulter on commentary. It was okay for what it was. Cesaro with a giant swing, tagging to Swagger, belly-to-belly suplex, very loose belly-to-belly suplex, 1-2 and a kick out, tagging to Cesaro, Swagger bomb, leapfrog, double stomp, you know how we do, and foot on the bottom rope. So Jay gets a foot on the bottom rope, tagging to Swagger, takedown, Los Matadores music hits. So Fernando and Diego come out, El Torito comes out, and he gores, not spear, but literally gores, uses his horns into the ribs of Zeb Coulter to the delight of the crowd. And of course, when Zeb's selling down, he nails him in the behind as well. So he's down, and JBL is beside himself on commentary. He's like, that man's a veteran. And this allows for a distraction. So Swagger gets super kicked, Samoan splash from Jey Uso, and 1-2-3. So Usos remain the number one contenders to the WWE Tag Team Championships. Just kind of a thrown together match, just kind of put together. And again, it looks like before you turn Cesaro face, you have to get the Los Matadores Real Americans match and feud out of the way. So that's what we're building towards. So I think for Hell in a Cell, you're going to get that match, and then I think we go to TLC, and I think again, actually, maybe not go to TLC. As a matter of fact, it might end the Survivor Series. I think it might end up a tag team match Survivor Series. So I don't think that feud also makes it to the end of the year, and I think Cesaro gets turned on by Swagger. Swagger blames him for the loss. Swagger and Zeb against Antonio Cesaro as we start out 2014, and we do the Colossal Connection storyline with, like I said, you have Cesaro playing the part of Andre, you have Zeb playing the part of Bobby Heenan, and obviously you have Jack Swagger playing the part of King Haku. So that's exactly what I would do in this situation. Forget our main event of the evening. What a main event it was. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and the WWE United States Champion Dean Ambrose representing the Shield, taking on the MVP of the WWE, Daniel Bryan, and your WWE Tag Team Champions, Cody Rhodes and Goldust. So this match was awesome as well. Really great chemistry between all these 6 individuals. And I'll say right now that Dustin really wants to show that he can still go. I mean, man's over 40 and he's bumping like a champ. And he's a champ, so it makes total sense. I wasn't trying to make a pun there. So, this match was awesome, and Cody with a springboard missile dropkick on Roman Reigns makes a cover 1-2 and a kick out. So clotheslines Roman, he nails him from behind, and that ends up sending him shoulder first in the ring post. Ambrose, come back to live action, he does the eye rake against the top rope, and tagging to Rollins with snapmare, seated dropkick, and 1-2 and a kick out. So he locks on a chin lock. Reverse neck breaker, turned around to a backslide, 1-2 and a kick out. So he chokes him on the middle rope. Tagging to Roman Reigns. They hold him down, leaping splash, 1-2 and a kick out. So locks on a key lock into a chin lock, which looked nice. Turning into kind of like a Shinanamaki into a chin lock, basically. Or Cobra Clutch into a chin lock, depending on who's calling your match. So, Cody punches his way out, comes off the ropes, gets nailed with a back elbow, 1-2 and a kick out. So, tagging to Rollins. Rollins suplexes him back into the ring, makes a cover, 1-2 and a kick out. Tagging to Roman Reigns, chin lock, and he elbows his way out, pushes him into the ropes, kicks him into the face, and sidesteps Roman Reigns, and he goes over the top of the floor. Back in, big drop kick, tagging to Seth Rollins, he drop kicks Goldust off the ring apron so he can't get involved, obviously. Ducks the clothesline, high knee from Cody, tagging to Ambrose, hot tagging to Daniel Bryan. He comes in, ducks the clothesline, front drop kick on Roman Reigns in the corner, whip in, reverse, backflip, lands on his feet, ducks Ambrose clothesline, comes off the ropes with a hooking clothesline, you know how we do. Charging drop kick into the corner, puts him on the top turnbuckle, top rope, Hurricane Rana, 1-2, and both members of the Shield make the save. Goldust gets in to interrupt and clotheslines Roman Reigns over the top to the floor, and we've ended up in the finishing sequence, folks. So, leaping kick on Goldust, ducks the clothesline, beautiful disaster by Cody, and Ambrose kicks him in the side of the head and knocks him to the floor. So, double cross body with Bryan and Ambrose, both men are down. So we have the double down. Roman Reigns sends Cody hard into the barricade, and Goldust ends up fighting him off. He gets sent hard into the ring steps. So he sets up for the spear as Roman Reigns charges in. It's a long day. Goldust slides out of the way, and Roman Reigns goes shoulder first into the ring steps. So we get the yes kicks back in the ring with Bryan and Ambrose. And instead of going for the buzzsaw, he comes off the ropes, knee lift, and Bryan charges in. He gets the knee as well. So he charges in, and the hooking snap suplex, goes up top for the swan dive headbutt, and he gets cut off. Ambrose climbs up to meet him, nails the butterfly superplex, 1-2, and Cody Rhodes makes the save. So Rollins ends up getting backdropped over the top to the floor when he tries to interfere. And this backdrop allows for Cody to get turnbuckle powerbombed onto Goldust against the announce table. So basically they both go over the table and land in the laps of the announcers. So at this point, they pick him back up. Does Dean Ambrose try to finish off Bryan? Probably going for the Bulldog Driver. The Justice is served, if I had to guess. Gets turned in the yes lock. Rollins comes in, and that breaks it up. Bryan breaks the count and clotheslines him over the top rope. Backdrop sends Dean Ambrose over the top rope onto Seth Rollins on the floor. Nails both men with a tope, and when they get back in the ring, Ambrose rolls back in groggy. Bryan nails the fire-breathing knee, and 1-2-3, the babyfaces win. So a big win for the Rhodes family and Daniel Bryan. So entertaining show. No Randy Orton this week either, so that was interesting. So no Randy Orton or Damian Sandow. So the World Heavyweight Championship picture, one of the main participants, not on the show. The WWE Championship picture, one of the main participants, not on the show. So it was really interesting. So yeah, very entertaining show tonight. We continue the build towards Hell in a Cell next Sunday night, and that's pretty much all she wrote for SmackDown. Good storyline progression, worked pretty well for me. So like I said, we're going to do Bound for Glory tonight, and I'm looking forward to that. So in the meantime, hope you guys and girls out there enjoyed the video, and if you did like this video, tell your friends about it. Do leave a comment, do subscribe, and spread the word about Pop and the Popcaster Revolution. If you want to tweet me, you can find me on Twitter. It's Sir Owen Disney, at Sir Owen Disney. Very simple to find, very easy to find. And if you want to find me on Facebook, you can friend me. Sure, I'll take friend requests. It's Owen Disney. Very simple to find. It's a picture of me, Tim, and Jen outside of Rip Ride Rocket at the lockers. Very simple to find. And if you want to go for a little email, certainly I'll accept that. SirOwenDisney@gmail.com. So in the meantime, thank you guys and girls out there for watching. Wrestling fans, I will join you again tomorrow for Raw and for Bound for Glory recaps. So in the meantime, thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.